This is Andrew Wilson in the middle of having an aneurysm. This is Nosferatu, who they got to play Jesus Christ in a new Broadway show. Today we are mixing these colossal titans together, and what we are getting is absolute cinema. Alright, okay, I'll be real. You are not ready for what we are about to witness. Oh my glob. So first, you need the context. They decided to make a Broadway show about Jesus, and the person they got to play Jesus was a bald black lesbian woman, and this is fucking horrible. This is insanity. This is a level of insanity I don't think I've ever seen before. Like, bro, woke shit, just, gender swapping people, race swapping people. We're used to that, all right? We're used to the Little Mermaid turning into a black girl, okay? We're used to that. We're used to Hollywood doing that. We are not, in my opinion, used to something like this. I think this is a new level of degeneracy, and it's absolutely insane. So I'm gonna just show you a little clip from this play that they did, because holy crap, this is insane. Like, if I was a Christian, I'd want to bring back the Inquisition for shit like this. I really would. Right, this is Judas. You'd manage better if you had Yeah. Yes, I think this is like absolutely diabolical, bro. Absolutely diabolical that they felt the need to go ahead and do this shit. It's wild. The discourse around this, let's just say, is not going super well. All right, I'll be honest. The discourse is not going well. So, like, this is Jesus, apparently, and that thing is supposed to be Jesus. Yes, this Black Smeagol is Jesus, actually, in this show. Now, the thing is, I have always said immediately, like, yo, this is epic. Now do Muhammad. A lot of people do not appreciate my response to everything, because the sarcasm, and B, if they do Muhammad, they're literally gonna die. I'll be real here. Jesus is just the low-hanging fruit, because realistically, making fun of Christians is 101 Hollywood, all right? It is 101 fucking the woke culture. It literally is every single time, because it's the easiest target, because does it offend you? Why are you offended? If you're a Christian, you shouldn't get offended. Absolute dog shit. Read the 10 commandments, bro. The first 3 commandments are fighting for God, all right? Like, this is crazy. Again, I am not Christian, but I think this is disgusting. I do. So Andrew Wilson was invited on Piers Morgan to debate some woke people, and I'll be real, I didn't see it yet, but I am fairly certain it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. So I am so here for it. Listen, I love me some bloodbaths, and I wasn't going to do this, but ultimately the reason why I decided to do this is because my favorite character is here. No, not Andrew Wilson, no. My favorite character is Ernest. Ernest is here, and if Ernest is here, then things are queer, all right? This is the most woke man alive. So they brought together, and I don't think they've ever met before, they brought together the most woke man of all time with the most no fucks given feminist destroyer of all time, and I am ready for the fireworks. Let's absolutely cook.
So when are they going to do Muhammad on ice?
True! Oh my god, that's literally how he starts? That's literally how he starts. I completely agree. But no! I would never mock the faith of Islam. We love Islam. We're leftists. Leftists love Islam. What do you mean? They're minorities. They're not even white. What do you mean? They're not even white people. Oh my god. In my opinion, the devil works in disgusting ways. Where what the devil's strategy is basically, in my opinion, luring people to be anti the values from the Bible. Anti-Judeo values, Christian values, which basically overlap, 90% the same. All right, and I really think that it manipulates that shit. And people are really, really happy to just go against basic Jewish or Christian values. And it's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It really is.
So what they do is they're banking.
And I'll be clear here. I want to make another statement that I think is important. I don't care about parody. at all. I think parody is hilarious, all right? South Park, they're funny as fuck, even when they criticize things that I like. I love parody. I love satire, I love parody. Blasphemizing God is not parody. So again, not a Christian. So in my personal worldview, I don't think Jesus is God. However, from the perspective of someone that does, absolutely, they should fucking pick up their swords and start crusading, okay? Like, again, if you say this about any man, fine. Satire away, bro. You could satire away whatever you want. You can get a bunch of rabbis on ice, all right? I don't give a shit. Literally do not care, all right? Satire is based, but mocking God? Nah, bro, that's when you pick up the swords.
On the fact that there is Christian pacifism and that we won't give the sorts of violent pushback that they would get if they were mocking other religions. So they kind of bank on that. What this is homosexual infiltration once again.
Yeah, look at the eye roll. Oh my, see, this is why I love Ernest. All right, I'm sorry guys. Ernest is the GOAT.
The church, this is what they do. This is all they do.
Yeah, it's devil shit. It really is. It's actually satanic. It really is. It's insane. Like, the joke of it all is, the joke of this whole thing is, it's like, oh no, we're atheists. We don't believe in anything. So therefore, we are going to do exactly what Christians say Satan tells us to do. It's like, you literally, what are we doing, guys? Heresy, brothers. Give me the heavy flamer, okay? We got to purge some heretics.
This is a GLAAD award, Nosferatu-looking chick.
True.
And here's what they did. They didn't just get everything wrong. They didn't even include the resurrection, any of the Christian.
What? Okay, I didn't see it. They didn't include the resurrection in the story of Jesus? Holy shit. That's crazy.
The themes, the whole thing is a total mockery. And who cares if a bunch of liberals write up, oh, this was great. This was a musical masterpiece.
Yeah, literally, your cheers mean nothing. I've seen what makes you boo. Like, I don't care. All right, blasphemy is blasphemy, and I don't know why people should stand by it. Absolutely, you should fight back, for sure, right? If this is your God, fight for him. What are you doing?
Of course they're going to say that. That's what they do. That's how propaganda works.
True.
This entire thing was designed to attack Christianity, and it's always that way. That's the way it always is.
Ernest, I saw you perform one of the great eye rolls in Uncensored History just then. But I do think Andrew has a point. There's absolutely zero chance that Hollywood would have staged a musical like this, which openly mocked the tenets of Islam, for example.
True.
I think that Jesus Christ Superstar in its creation, the whole title, if you ever seen it, have you actually seen it, Andrew? Like, if you actually seen it, everything that you're saying would actually be argued that it's already been done. Like, no children are watching this to learn about Christ. The type of
literally, what the fuck are you talking about? Bro, you're blaspheming God, according to Christians. I don't understand why this should be taken lightly at all. Literally, you fight for your values? Like, dude, these people go on fucking crusades. They burn down cop cars and shit because you misgender somebody. All right, because of your made-up gender pronoun, you feel the need to violently insurrect against the government, all right? But here you're openly mocking someone's God, and you don't expect them to get pissed off. Like this will never make sense.
But people that you're thinking of that would be offended by this would probably not even spend the kind of money to watch this show live, and would not have any interest to watch it just because they know that it is an adult-themed musical that is meant to be provocative, since it was in its inception for decades.
It's meant to mock Christianity, right?
True.
I mean, you can say that.
Isn't it?
Is that a bad thing, Ernest? Dude, again, this is the tolerant left, bro. This is the tolerant left. They will never, ever insult you, bro. Never. Offending people, that's the worst sin. If you say the N-word, the N-word, holy. Don't you dare say the N-word anywhere near me. That's violence. But mocking your God, open heresy and blasphemy? What are we fucking talking about? You are literally the most unaccepting people of all time. The most intolerant, unaccepting, disgusting people out there. Like, it's crazy. N-word, kill him. Openly mock God. All right, that's just, you're just a bitch for getting offended.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's meant to mock Christianity. Just be honest about it. Just be honest and say, Andrew, it's meant to mock Christianity. It's not for you Christians to watch. We're mocking you. That's what we're doing. That's what the point is.
Well, I mean, if you have a taste for satire and humor, you can appreciate that.
It's not satire and humor. And also, I knew that this was going to be his argument, because the argument is always, but don't you like satire and humor? That's not mocking God. Mocking God is not satire and humor. All right? Like, literally, it's not. What are you fucking talking about? Also, mocking isn't even satire. Again, listen, again, I'm not even Christian. All right? I just understand the perspective completely. Like 1000%.
Christian. I think a lot of people who know,
and, like, these people now they love satire and humor, bro. And if I tell a racist joke, they will literally fucking kill me. All right, let's be honest. Maybe not this guy. He seems a little too gay. But someone with a little less gay, they might kill me. All right, I'll be real.
Cynthia Erivo, she sings gospel phenomenally well. She's an incredible singer, and she's done several different types of shows, and she has a range of that. And so for anybody who wants to take this seriously, make a culture war out of it, I mean, is this the case for cancel culture part two?
I don't think the argument...
Cancel culture? Bro, she's not losing her career for this. On the contrary.
Here is that Christians are allergic to humor. I think the argument here is that it's clear that you would never do this with the Dalai Lama, for example, or with Muhammad and the Islamic religion. And so I think,
bro, like, dude, you don't understand. You will never see some Hollywood production where they call Muhammad a pedophile or something. They would never do that ever in a million years. Never, ever. Right? So this argument is obviously dog shit.
That's where people take issue with it. And actually, the original Jesus Christ Superstar was quite consistent with what happened in the Bible in terms of the theology behind it. This is just basically a bold black. I mean, they could have at least put a wig on her. It's so weird seeing her have the crown of thorns on her head.
Dude, they did not need her to look like Black Smeagol. Okay, this was an unnecessary development.
Just basically this bold, shiny head. They're clearly taking the mickey out of what actually happened. And on the point about the homosexual infiltration, I'm sorry, I think the Catholic priests beat this play there a few decades ago on that front.
Oh, did they?
Dude, why like, it's such a crazy argument. Yeah, true. Obviously, there were homosexual Catholic priests, but you know what else? There are child molesters in every culture, and in every society, and in every system, and it's fucking tragic, and it's horrible. And there are. It's just a fact. Especially in public schools, by the way. I think the rate of molestation in public schools is a lot higher than the rate of molestation even in churches, right? In Catholic churches. So, like, whenever you hear these arguments, they're always, like, random zingers. It's like, it's gonna, like, I'm so offended because you said something negative seeming about homosexuals, so I'm offended. But mocking your God is not offensive?
Yeah,
you don't need it like the public schools, did it, who
Dude,
have or hundreds of times the rate of sexual molestation of children. So I mean, when you talk about predators, for instance, guess what? Predators go where their children are. This is no exception for secular institutions like public schools. So I don't know why you people use this as a talking point. It's a terrible one.
But it is true.
All right, Mike Nellis. Let me bring in Mike Nellis.
All right.
I would say this, you know, as a Christian, I'm a Catholic, right? I do think.
Wait, so this guy's a Catholic and he's going to be fighting for this play? This is some subversive shit, man.
One of the best things about my religion is that we can laugh at ourselves, right? We can self-lampoon.
True.
I often laugh at some of the absurdities of my own church, for example.
But did you hear what he just said? He laughs at the absurdities of his church. Do you mock your God? Like, these are two obviously very different things. There is nowhere in the Bible that it says you can't laugh at your church, you can't laugh at a priest, you can't laugh at a human, you can't satirize, like, literally all of them. But when it comes to God, the Bible has very different prescriptions of that. So if you are okay with mocking your God, then you are a shitty Christian at best.
Example. And the fact
hot take.
Christians have a better tolerance level for mockery than other religions is something to be proud of, isn't it?
Well, I think all the comparisons to Islam are really silly stuff. And I'm going to say this as a practicing Catholic. If your faith is so fragile that you're offended about a black woman playing Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ Superstar.
If your faith is so fragile that you're doing what the Bible says and fight for your God, then you're such a loser. You're such a loser, right? Oh, man. When God wrote the 10 Commandments, when God told Moses to give the 10 Commandments to the people, damn, I didn't think God would have such a weak sense of humor that God would get offended if people insult him. No, it's actually a colossal moral failing. It is a moral and ethical failing, okay? This is insane. Like, this is crazy.
You've got bigger problems than what's going on in the culture war. Second, we've heard a lot of, frankly, some really weird comments about like homosexual infiltration of American society. Like Andrew over there is complaining about people preying on children. I haven't seen Andrew say anything about Donald Trump being in the Epstein files or releasing the.
Dude, what are we even doing? Like, how are people this retarded? Oh, you don't like kids getting raped? Well, why didn't you earlier make a disclaimer about Donald Trump, who, by the way, there is no evidence that he ever raped a kid. There is none. What are we doing?
Epstein files on here, so I don't really think that's
just a red herring. It's a little red herring. Why do you want these people to destroy your theology if you're a Catholic, sir? They're going after your theology on the public stage. They're taking out the resurrection, a romantic relationship between Jesus and Mary. What is wrong with you? You're not a Catholic. You're a pretender.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you that your faith is so weak that a play in Hollywood that's going to be shown?
You are commanded to defend your faith, sir, as a Catholic.
I'm defending my faith.
You are commanded to defend your.
He's right.
Or you're going to defend it by rolling over and letting them kick you while you're down, huh? That's you. That's you defending the faith of Christ.
My faith is in practice, and my faith is not going.
Like, dude, these people are insufferable. These people are like actually insufferable. My faith is my practice. My faith is what I decided to be. Not what God told me to do, all right? Not what God told me to do. My faith is whatever I decide. That's bullshit, okay? All right, listen, I'm sure that there are some people that in my audience that feel that way. I think you're wrong. The whole concept of a religion is that you are adhering to a higher moral order, an order that is given to you by God. That is if you are religious. So you can't say that God's wrong about how I'm supposed to serve God. Right? That's like basic retardation 101. Like, this is crazy. Like, and no, I have some people saying that it's a different interpretation. It's not a different interpretation. It's literally not. Exodus 22:28. Do not blaspheme God or curse the ruler of your people. Okay? This is literally black on white. This is a fact. Okay? This is literally it. All right? This isn't just like aside from the 10 Commandments saying that you should not take the name of your Lord in vain. All right, that's one. All right, but also don't blaspheme the guy. All right, let's be real. This is literally right here. So if you in your faith decide that, well, my faith is not what God told me, then you're a retard. You are. Then your moral code is whatever you want it to be.
Online and complaining about music.
You are LARPing as a Christian while lampooning your own faith. It exists in every religion, and this guy's a classic example of it.
And making
you're online complaining. You're online complaining right now, and the thing is you're a Catholic.
Right now,
how dare Christians be offended? What's wrong with you? You're a Catholic.
Andrew.
You're supposed to defend the faith. Defend it.
I'll defend my faith.
Oh, but
right
Andrew, let me jump in. Andrew, did you? Hang on, Mike. I'll come back to you. But just Life of Brian, Andrew, Monty Python. Did you find that funny? Today's show is brought to you by Oxford Nat.
The mockery which was in there. Yeah, I think some parts of it were sure.
Okay, so why is that acceptable?
But I can tell you this: Monty Python would also they would have gone after Islam and they would have had fun doing it. They didn't care. They were like South Park. They go after everybody. This is different. This is distinctly designed. This is distinctly designed to only mock Christianity at the expense of everything else, because that's what these people do. They only care about attacking Christianity. That's all they do. Where's Islam on ice then? Tell me where it is. Oh, these performers, they're so great.
Wrong.
They're just making a mockery of.
He's not wrong. Like, it's so obviously, blatantly, like, it's, dude, if something walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. If something is literally following, like, the Satan agenda laundry list, then it's probably bad. Like, dude.
Where is it?
Just hold on.
Let Mike respond, then I'll come to you, Esther. Mike?
I can't get over this. There's nothing about this that's a mockery of Christianity anymore. And by the way, the same.
This is Jesus Christ. Does anything more need to be said? Does anything more need to be said? This is a play where this is Jesus Christ. All right, you don't think this is mocking Christianity? Bro, please. Like, what are we fucking talking about?
People are complaining about this now. We're complaining when John Legend played the lead in Jesus Christ Superstar about 10 years ago live on it. I believe he won
Exactly.
his EGOT performance, by the way. Like,
did.
have a little bit of trust and confidence in your faith and your religion, and maybe pick up the Bible or go help somebody
I'm
else.
sorry, that's completely.
Oh my god, these people are such, like, LARPers. Like, these are losers, dude. Like, what are we doing? If you're offended by someone mocking your god, why don't you pick up the Bible and help other people? Now, look, man, if you're not, you know, Christian, I totally understand why you wouldn't give a shit. Like, from your perspective, I get it. But if you are Christian, why the fuck aren't you fighting back, dude?
disingenuous.
Like, you have to realize this is coming from the left, the perpetually offended left. These people are offended if you criticize them. Or these people are offended if you say words they don't like. Do you understand the insanity?
That's a disingenuous point. No
Yeah,
one
you
here is
didn't even
offended.
say
I'm
disingenuous.
certainly not offended. What is
Okay,
being
let Esther respond.
what is being highlighted here is the double standards. And to say that you know, it's Christians being thin-skinned or they can't accept it, that's not the case. No one. I'm certainly not offended. But there is clearly a double standard here. You can make these sorts of musicals, but there's never going to be, like Andrew said, a Muhammad on Ice. And you know why? Because there is an issue when it comes to free speech of all religions and mocking all religions. There have been teachers in Paris, or north of Paris, that have been beheaded for making comments about Islam that are not even offensive in the grand scheme of things, but they have been literally either hounded out of
It's because, okay, you're going way too complicated on this. So I could give you a logical reason for this, as well as a slightly more nuanced, let's just say more metaphysical reason for this. The logical reason is, in the modern left, there is a neo-Marxist perspective of the world where everything on the planet is divided between oppressor and oppressed. And now this victim mentality is so fucking big. Right? This is basically what she's saying. It's just a level deeper. So for some reason, Islam is considered a victim by the modern left. And because of that, they are always going to be correct. They will always be on a higher echelon and never be mocked, literally ever. Or anything like that. Or criticized, mocked. Like, dude, you don't understand. These people will literally go out and make plays mocking Jesus, but if you make a terrorist joke, they'll say you are raising Islamophobia right now. All right? So, on this hierarchy, if you are on the oppressor side, you are always wrong and always the bad guy and always fit to be mocked. If you are on the oppressed side, then you are literally the hero, you're the GOAT, you're amazing, always correct, never offend you, don't say slurs, don't be racist, don't do any of that. And realistically, I think that's just the truth. All right, I just think that is the truth, and that is modern far left fanaticism. On a metaphysical level, bro, they're literally following like the actual Satan agenda, going after values pushed by God. Like, dude, this is crazy.
their jobs in Britain here or beheaded in parts of France.
True.
So this idea that
Just one quick question, too.
there is no double standard or that you can mock all religions equally. I'm waiting to see the Dalai Lama on ice, and then
Would you guys support? Would
Okay.
you guys support Judaism on ice?
Actually, I would. All right, Jew here, absolutely. That sounds amazing. I would actually support that. I do. I think so. Like a bunch of rabbis, like in those long black coats. Oh my God, dude, hear me out. A bunch of Hasidic Jews, like with the long black coats and hats on ice skating, like ice skating around. Dude, absolute cinema. All for that. However, if they decide to go back in time and make some story about Moses, but turn Moses into gay black lesbian, I think that would be pretty fucking disgusting. All right, now there's obviously levels here. You know, there are levels here, and I think that some are more despicable than others.
I'm asking you specifically, would you support a Jewish musical which bastardized the Jewish religion on ice, where they all dressed up like rabbis and skated around?
Dude, that
and were
sounds
mocking
awesome.
Judaism. Would the two of you
Not the mocking Judaism part, but like the rabbis skating around. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
support that?
It would get more views than the WNBA, that's for sure.
Yes or no?
Is it funny? I don't care. Are you gonna go make it? Like, if you're worried that
Oh my God, these people are losers.
So here's what's weird here.
Like, they're defending other people's faiths before their own. What are we doing, guys? This is crazy.
Okay, don't all talk at once.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a really hot take. If you're blaspheming God and you are doing it knowingly and on purpose, and it's a God that you believe in, then you fucking suck, dude. And you should absolutely fight against that.
Okay, listen. Okay, hang on, Ernest. I want to change topic. We've got a few things to get through.
All right.
I want to bring in the Sydney Sweeney
No.
thing. Ernest, what is your view of this
Oh
furore
my God.
over the Good Genes ad? Let's have a look at it first.
Did you see that eye roll, bro? Oh my God.
And then respond.
My jeans are blue.
Sydney
True.
Sweeney, Casper Keen.
Just a Republican? Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right?
Dude. Oh, Lord.
You'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans.
I mean, not really. I mean, you did win the popular vote. You know, like the popular vote. All 7 swing states. She's a Republican. Yeah, she. They actually, in my opinion, it's disgusting. They doxed her. Right? They got her actual voter info. Disgusting, fucking bitches.
That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
There we go. That's a businessman.
So,
Again,
Ernest,
Like, how do you not find that hilarious? Okay, how do you not find that funny as fuck?
Trump responding to it. Obviously, his view was determined by whether she supported him or not.
Based.
But were you genuinely offended by the Good Genes ad?
All right.
I wasn't offended. I just thought it was tacky. And I think what's funny here is that it's become
Ernest,
politicized.
Yeah, why was it tacky?
I thought it was tacky
Why
because
was it
I thought
tacky?
the pun on it was tacky. The
Why?
jeans and jeans, I just thought they knew what they were doing when they did the ad.
What were they doing?
It's doing exactly what you all wanted to do, which is to make it this major culture war. Now the president's
You made it
banging on this, and we're
bro,
not.
you made it the culture war. Or it's the retards on the left that film TikToks talking about how this is white supremacy. That's what made it a culture war.
Not talking about jobs. We're not talking about what's going on with the
But
economy.
it only becomes a culture war.
And also, I'm attracted to dick, so therefore I don't even find her attractive.
Ernest. It only becomes a culture war if people like you get upset by it. Because obviously it was a very
that's not true.
easy pun to make.
True.
She was in
No.
good genes.
True.
She's got good genes. She's a hot
No.
blonde. Who cares, right? But the moment people like you go, well, it was tacky, everyone goes, well, here they go again.
No, it's people like you who have the show. It's people like you.
Hang on one second, Mike. Speak
People
individually.
like you, dog. There were thousands of TikToks of people crying, mostly fat women, suspiciously, crying about this dude.
It's people like you. It's people like Tommy Lauren, the conservatives. That every time you see liberal people, just share their disgust.
I'm not conservative, Ernest.
Share,
not conservative.
dude, share their disgust. They were fucking crying on TikTok, dude.
How did you describe
Ernest,
yourself?
You are misidentifying me, which in
How do you
your
identify
world
yourself?
is a crime.
Okay, dude. I'm
What? No,
dying
how
here,
are you?
bro.
You call me extra
Not as a
woke.
conservative.
How
You
do you
are
identify?
mispolitically gendering me. You are mispolitically.
Ernest, apologize. Apologize, Ernest.
For you mispolitically gendering me. Now,
Say I'm
apologize.
sorry.
You called me a conservative. I'm not.
What are
Ernest?
you?
Bro.
Are you
I asked what are
apologizing?
you? I can't apologize for what I don't know what you are.
I tell you what I
Excuse
am.
me, last time I checked, he was a
am
black lesbian.
I will respond. I am
Exactly.
a pissed off liberal who has nothing in common with the woke world. Nothing. So therefore, I can no longer identify as a liberal.
Congratulations, leftists. You know what you did? You got a lot of liberals to vote for Trump. Fuck yeah, dude. That's what you did. Shout out to the liberals out there that are turning their entire fucking culture into shit.
You guys have hijacked it and made it sound like a bunch of lunatics.
Well, what's crazy is you put the woke title on me, and I haven't identified that, and you've been doing
Huh?
that whoever. You never actually.
Bro, okay, dude, this identifying thing is obviously bullshit, okay? Literally no one gives a flying fuck, okay? You're woke because you're a retard and you're talking about retardation.
I will be the friend that's too woke because those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like fascist weird. Like Nazi propaganda weird.
My body's composition.
That's why no one is taking you seriously, okay? Because people are losing their mind and posting about how it's fascism and eugenics.
You just assumed for various reasons. I'm not going to tell you
Well,
why
if
you
it
make
walks
those
like a duck
judgments.
and it quacks like a
True!
duck.
Well, I would say this like a mega supporter.
But here's my question. Here's my question.
But I
Here's my
guess I'm
question,
wrong.
Ernest.
Oh.
Ernest, here's my question. Ernest, here's my question. I'm prepared to put aside your mispolitical gendering of me. I just want to show you a picture of Beyonce in a brand new Levi's ad. Let's take a look.
I saw it. It's
Now,
lovely.
I presume, Ernest, you would share my view
Oh my
that this is
God.
a disgraceful, culturally
Oh
appropriating moment.
What are we
where she is
doing?
hijacking Marilyn
We've-
Monroe in a disgraceful manner.
Oh my
In
God,
fact, borderline
bro, dude,
racist
stop.
and possibly akin to the Nazis. Would you agree?
You actually don't know anything about cultural appropriation, Pierce. You're just hijacking.
Can I tell you something true that is going to ruin your mind? All right, it's going to ruin your mind. Are you ready to hear? Are you ready? Lock in, because I'm about to tell you something real. Cultural appropriation does not exist. Cultural appropriation is not real. It's not a real thing. It's never been a real thing. All right? Now, racism, that exists, okay? It's not as prevalent as these retards say, but cultural appropriation is not a thing. All right? If I decide to wear a Chinese shirt, I'm not culturally appropriating China. I'm culturally appreciating China. Cultural appropriation is literally fake. It's literally not real. It never was real. It never meant anything. And these people pushed it, making believe that it was a thing. It was never a thing, okay? If you use the word cultural appropriation, I immediately lose respect for you as a person, because you don't think.
Words like woke, misusing them with your political bias.
Blackface isn't cultural appropriation.
And trying to spin it into something it's not. What is
Can you answer the question?
Appropriation? You're wrong. Period.
Are you
You're
offended
wrong.
by Beyonce culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe?
Dude,
yes or no?
Like, he's trying so hard to bait
Appropriating
him.
Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe did not invent blonde.
Invent blonde.
Interesting.
Did she invent blonde?
What are we even doing?
Can I just
Is this a traditional black hair
No,
color
hang on,
and
Mike. I
hairstyle?
want to bring it.
Bro, she dyed her hair, bro. Like, stop.
Andrew
talking
Wilson.
about, dude?
Andrew Wilson,
What
what
are you
is
talking
amazing to
about?
me? But hang on, let me bring in Andrew. What's amazing to me, Sydney Sweeney, a hot white blonde in jeans, saying good jeans, disgraceful, world end, she's a Nazi,
I didn't
white
say
supremacist.
that. You said that. I said it was tacky. You put the words in my mouth.
Beyonce culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe, absolutely fine, in fact empowering. Andrew Wilson.
Yeah, this entire scandal is completely pushed by the left.
True.
What you guys should have done is just shut up. Should have just shut up. You shouldn't have said anything about it.
True.
This whole play on jeans, it was just a clever piece of wordplay. That's it. Worked out real well. And what you did by all your Twitter accounts going crazy.
They sold 1 million pairs of jeans.
All of these jeans out for this company, right? Made this chick tons of money, gave the right huge amounts of ammunition to use on you, where we just point and laugh because it's the dumbest controversy I've ever seen, and it's all pushed by woke lunatics. All of it.
Completely true. Every word.
It was going to be done
Esther.
regardless.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
But I find it interesting that Ernest is
your
saying
name
that
is not
we should focus on the issues. Oh, suddenly, when this happens, now we have to focus on the issues. The only reason why there's any sort of media storm around this is because when people, I don't want to say conservatives, when other people wanted to focus on the issues, you had people fixating on nonsense, and you had people fixating on the fact that they'd been misgendered, or for some reason their blue hair hadn't been respected, or whatever nonsense that they could get outraged by.
Oh,
by
no,
the day.
not the
I agree,
zoom into
there are bigger
Ernest.
issues like the economy, like energy and all of that. But you guys started this, unfortunately, so you don't get to complain about it. I'm sorry, Sydney Sweeney is an attractive white woman. When you have someone like Lizzo, who I'm not surprised is offended by a skinny woman just enjoying herself, saying that this is some sort of racist wordplay or whatever, that's when it becomes an issue. So you don't...
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking killed Lizzo on the timeline earlier. I got mini canceled. I don't know if you saw that shit. I got mini canceled for apparently being really mean to Lizzo. This is so sad. Can we please get a like in the comment section and an extra subscription for being mean to Lizzo? So Lizzo, it made a new ad, all right? The same fucking ad with copyrighted music playing, where she claims that she has good genes. All right, so I simply asked the question, hey Grok, does Lizzo have good genes, yes or no? And Grok replied, no, Lizzo's obesity indicates genetic predispositions to metabolic issues, increasing risk of diabetes and heart disease per health studies for sources like NIH and WHO. Talent aside, those aren't good genes for longevity. So I didn't say it. Grok says that Lizzo does not have good genes. I didn't say, I was just asking the question. I didn't mean any of that. I was just asking. Grok said
to play this game of, oh, we should focus on the issue. That's what people were trying to do for years, and you never let it happen. So
True.
This is Schadenfreude, and you're going to have to lie down and accept it. And then, finally, when the adults are back in the room, then we can focus on the issue.
She's cooking.
Mike Nellis, I'm thinking of starting a company, an advertising company, where all it does is think of ways of winding up the woke world. They respond in
That's literally my... Okay, I'm going to just say it. That is your company. That is your entire fucking show. What do you think this episode... Why do you keep inviting Ernest? You keep inviting the most woke retard every single time. This dude cries when he sees white people. Okay, like, what are we, like, you literally do that. You are the most rage bait news show on the platform. Like, come on, dude.
Po-faced, humorless manner to all the advertising I roll out for companies, immediately creating a culture war which they deny starting, and then immediately leading to massive new sales, as we've seen with American Eagle, for the products that the woke world is condemning. Because you know what? I've got a book coming out in a couple of months called Woke is Dead. It is dead. And the Sydney Sweeney story is a great example of why it's dead. And it's not dead because people are fed up with promoting awareness of social and racial injustice, the original definition of woke. It's dead because woke got hijacked and wokeism became the new fascism. And
I don't even agree, honestly. I think he's going too far, bro.
People are sick of it. And the Sydney Sweeney thing is a brilliant triumph for common sense.
I think woke is dead because it's inherently a message pushed that's untrue. It's an untrue message. And nothing that is not true can survive. In my opinion, if you are trying to push some sort of agenda or message, and the message is based on inherent falsehoods, it can't live, it can't survive. Listen, man, it's only something honest can exist forever. I mean, look, man, only something true and honest can exist for so long. And that's why, in my opinion, all right, that's why when you have a religion that's 3,000 years old, it's gonna have more weight than random bullshit cultural issues that are gonna be dead in a generation. All right, like, in my opinion, it's an actual delusion. Like, it really is. Wokeness was never a real thing, and therefore it died.
Sense by American Eagle, who rather than panic when the woke left went nuts, just laughed and put out another statement doubling down and celebrating what Sydney Sweeney had done, which was look hot in a pair of jeans, exactly as Levi's are doing with Beyonce. And by the way, I don't really think she's culturally appropriating Marilyn. I don't really think she's racist or a Nazi. I think she looks hot in a pair of jeans. That's it. I don't care if she's black or white. She, like Sydney Sweeney, is a hot woman in a hot pair of jeans, and they've both got great jeans. How about those onions?
All right.
There's a lot going on.
All right. Back to the rage bait.
Is it my turn?
Yes, you do, Mike.
Okay, great. All right, great. I think this conversation is really fucking stupid, and I have no other way to describe it. Like, there are like 5 dumbass liberals on the internet who decided that this ad was offensive.
Bro, why are we even taking this seriously? Like, why are we even taking these people seriously?
And then the entire conservative ecosystem decided to make it the biggest story of the day because they didn't want to talk about the economy. They didn't want to talk about Trump being in the Epstein files.
Again, there's no evidence Trump is in the Epstein files, even though I think he is. But, you know, the reason why this is so obviously bullshit, the reason why this is such obvious bullshit is because, here's just a tweet. I just found this off the top of my head. All right, Sydney Sweeney, ex-American Eagle with the sound off. Sydney Sweeney with American Eagle and the sound on. It's literally Adolf Hitler, guys. It's literally Hitler. Literally Hitler. Oh my God, guys. Literally Hitler. Because she said she has good genes. How many views does this have? 3 million. How many likes? 74,000. This is one tweet. You're gonna tell me this is 5 liberals on the internet that got triggered? This is an army of retards. Okay, that's why people are talking about it, because it is an actual retard army. Okay, yes.
They didn't want to talk about anything else that's going on. They made their entire personalities about this. Woke, Pierce, you've got a book coming out that woke is dead. You can't let woke die because you'll have no business model. You'll have no book to sell. You'll have no guest to book. Nobody who's interested in what you have to say.
Don't worry, woke will be back, because just like the other forces of Satan, they will keep rearing their ugly head until Messiah shows up to slay them. All right? What are we, like, this is such a cuck mentality, bro. It's like, what are you doing? Wait, you can't hope that bad things die out because you can't profit off bad things? They'll come back. There will always be more bad things to worry about. Don't worry, bro. Shit'll be fine. Do you know how many videos on Israel versus Gaza Piers Morgan churns out every single week because it gets controversy? Like, come on, dude. Get out of here.
There are people online who are deeply unserious and deeply unfunny and aren't interested in having any fun. I think this is the same as people bitching about Cynthia Erivo playing Jesus Christ Superstar. Get a life. Go touch some grass. Like, Sydney Sweeney's hot. It's an ad about jeans. Beyonce's hot. It's an ad about jeans.
Yeah, but Mike, let me jump in.
It's just so
Mike, let me jump in.
I love watching this is like, it's the cool-hearted liberal, the cool-hearted, cool-minded liberal, the guy that says, actually, making fun of my God is cool. And actually, there are no controversies aside from 5 people making TikToks. Like, dude, this is hilarious, dude.
Let me jump in. Here's the point. There is a double standard. Mike,
The religious cuckold has spoken, ladies and gentlemen. Sit down.
There's a double standard about the Cynthia Erivo thing, right? There's a double standard because if I suddenly announced I want to play Nelson Mandela in a biopic of Nelson Mandela's life, you and Ernest would lead the outrage.
I love Ernest, bro. I love Ernest.
How disgusting it was that I would do that.
I stopped putting words in our mouths.
You would find it disgusting.
Get 2 shits if you were going to do something like that.
Exactly.
It's
like,
the same
you wouldn't
thing as,
care if...
Are you actually kidding, bro? Like, could you imagine if Marvel released the Black Panther and they made a white guy playing the Black Panther? Like, these people are completely morally inconsistent liars.
If I played Nelson Mandela...
You don't want to. Who cares?
It's like
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. I'm going to jump in.
You don't care. And I think that's the reality.
Can you work out which wokie's going to go first, please?
Ernest.
What are you saying? Like you need to put people in a box. You're like talking about how you have this binary of like everything is either all the way one way or not. No one cares.
Huh?
Like it's not that deal. Like
I don't know anyone that cares more about pointless things than woke people, to be honest. So like again, these are like actual nothing arguments, and that's why no one is taking this seriously.
Problem is that you look at the internet.
If only that was true, Ernest. Ernest, if only that was true. If only we hadn't spent the last 5 years with people like you absolutely caring, which is why the world went woke nuts.
Again, I can say people like you about a lot of things. You overreact about the dumbest stuff. Like you,
Ernest, you are literally on his show. You keep coming back to his show, my guy, my dude, my brother. Just go. Why are you not like sticking it into another man right now or something? Instead, you decided to take time out of your sodomy session to show up on his show. And you do every single week. You are literally always here. Every time there's a woke session, you fucking crawl out of from under a rock to show up. Right? If you actually didn't care, you wouldn't literally feed into it. Like, you are the master debater.
The Sydney Sweeney thing is a non-issue.
Well, I'm not saying Ernest.
Got mad, and now you want to act like you're defending
Ernest. Silence, retards. A bigger retard is speaking.
Because you're overreacting to a bunch of liberals on the internet that said something. I don't
It's
care.
only overreaction when you're on the losing end of the issue.
True. When they were the culture, they were going crazy.
That you're part of a woke cult, you and Mike. You have turned out today in exactly the same purple shirts, and I'm not saying you're a woke cult, but
I think this.
I mean, look.
Stop.
I
like
love
him.
Suddenly, you guys don't care when you're on the losing end of an issue, right? If you're on the winning end of the issue, you would care. And the truth is, we've seen this how many times where you guys freak out over...
Dude, I just went to Ernest's Twitter, guys. I just went to Ernest's Twitter. So this is Ernest, okay? He just retweeted Piers Morgan like 1,000 times. You are literally propping this up, brother. This is your relevancy. Your relevancy in this world is to exist as a woke cuck. Do you realize how sad that is?
Nothing. The left freaks out over absolutely nothing like this. And all that happens is once you start losing the issue, then it's everyone's overreacting, and it's actually the conservatives' fault.
See, that's bullshit.
We didn't push this, bro. We didn't push this.
Let's talk about the issues, even though.
Okay, this is Ernest's last tweet. I just want to see what it is.
Maybe the reason why older black and brown voters do not vote for progressive candidates isn't because they don't think those policies serve their best interest, but because they work with white progressives in their real lives that tell them what to do and think they know everything. And so therefore, this is the one opportunity where they feel like they have the agency to make their own decisions and vote for people who actually engage in their communities, even if they're not good for them, because they don't trust white progressives and their interests and how they take up space.
Who said that?
And you say you're not woke. And you say you're not woke, my guy. Like, come on, bro, dude. Stop. Bro, you literally wrote a book in the background, The Case for Cancel Culture. And you say you're not woke, my guy. All right, dude.
On the issues, the Democrats are at an all-time low in opinion polls. But let's talk about the issues, because that's where the left is really
So is Donald Trump. Donald Trump's approval ratings free-falling right now. So, like, you guys have a level
Yeah,
of
but he's
confidence that
president. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike?
You did not live on that.
You know what, Mike? Donald Trump is... Don't talk at once. Donald Trump is back... Hang on. Donald Trump is back in the White House, Mike, because after 4 years
Majority
of being out
vote.
of the White House, Americans went. So let me get this straight. Hang on, Ernest. Donald Trump is back in the White House because Americans went, actually, we don't think it's right that biological men compete in women's sport. It's bullshit. And we've had enough of this. So, yes, it was the economy.
Right.
Yes, but also it was an antidote to wokeism. Let me bring in Esther or something else.
I want to push back on this.
Dude.
We might agree. No, we haven't got time.
They do not shut up for like 2 seconds.
Pierce, like, you talked for like 3 minutes on this. You gave me like 10 seconds for my response.
It's my show. I can do what I like.
All right.
We're moving on.
We'll have to have you come on my show.
Jim Acosta.
If we give you enough time to talk.
I want to do a clip of Jim Acosta, former CNN White House correspondent, now a YouTuber, and he's interviewing a guest called Joaquin Oliver.
All right.
And I'll explain why it's so weird after we've watched this.
Joaquin, I would like to know what your solution would be for gun violence.
Great question. I believe in a mix of stronger gun control laws, mental health support, and community engagement.
This is AI. This isn't real. Stop. This is not a real person.
We need to create safe spaces for conversations and connections, making sure everyone feels seen and heard. It's about building a culture of kindness and understanding. What do you think about that?
I think that's a great idea, Joaquin.
Was that like a deep fake of Luigi or some shit? Like, what am I even looking at? I don't even know what this is.
Okay, so just for those who
why
aren't
are we
aware,
even talking about this, bro?
Joaquin is dead. He was one of 17 young people killed in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School mass shooting.
I didn't hear about this at all. Holy fucking shit. They made an AI of a dead person to push gun laws? That is so fucked up. Like, these are, like, actually subhuman cretins. Oh my god.
In Parkland, Florida in 2018. Let me start with you, Ernest, here, because it's a complex one. But
It's really not. It's
didn't
really
like
not.
this because this person is dead. They've recreated his responses here using AI. Now, I have great respect for his parents who want this out there, and I want to say that off the top. I think if you're grieving parents who lost your child in a mass shooting, you will always have my absolute respect. But I just felt very uncomfortable watching a completely AI-generated interview with a dead person expressing views that we don't honestly know whether that person would have those views or not. He may have grown up and evolved views about guns or whatever it may be, or he may not, but we don't know.
It doesn't matter. He's dead. Like, stop. I don't
concocted
understand.
Interview with somebody who's not here to say whether these are actually their views. What is your response?
Well, I think in the world of AIs and deep fakes is creepy as hell. And I think that from a journalist perspective, because Jim Acosta is a journalist, that, it just does not, he would have been better off talking to the parents. I would have actually liked the parents to have been the subject matter here to talk about what they've learned from their child's death, what they would like to see. Because a lot of the views they had, clearly they were using the child through AI, the dead child through AI, to get those messages across. And I feel like it would have been more powerful for just the parents to share their own views rather than use that. Because people are still freaked out about AI. Even that just felt awkward because the fact that the person is actually dead, it's almost like, again, this is just creating another precedent around misinformation. And this doesn't really help, especially given that Jim Acosta isn't no longer on broadcast news anymore. So it's like now you're trying to build your credibility and you're interviewing someone who isn't a real person.
Yeah.
Not the best. Not the best at
Okay, Esther, what did you think?
No, I completely agree with Ernest. And to call that journalism is quite
go,
a stretch.
Ernest.
He was just basically talking to a robot that had been given prompts. I think he found
It's worse than that. It's worse than just a robot. It's a robot given prompts, but it's literally using a child's corpse to push a message. Like, it is emotional blackmail at its finest. It's absolutely revolting.
To basically write everything that guy said. And it's quite disingenuous. I mean, there's a big difference between talking to aggrieved parents who've lost their son to gun violence and then to a robot that's basically been given prompts. It's very creepy, and how far the mighty have fallen. Because
bro, could you imagine? Hear me out. Could you imagine if this is the same exact thing? Right? They get an AI robot of Jeffrey Epstein, and he's like, well, actually, Trump is innocent of everything. He's done nothing wrong. Do you think people would eat that up? You think that would work? I have a feeling that won't work. Just a hot take. I don't think it will work.
I can't believe he even considers this real journalism.
Right.
Yeah, it's shameful.
Andrew
Man,
Wilson?
Talk about dancing on the graves of
True,
the dead.
true.
Now they'll just pull their corpse out and put it on a screen and have a conversation
Correct.
with it
He's right.
as though this is reality. This is, by the way, this is sick stuff. That's sick.
Yeah.
The reason it was uncomfortable to you, Pierce, is because it was sick. You don't do that. You don't make an AI generated version of somebody who was killed and then have them spew your propaganda points for some sort of like political dunking.
True.
It's sick. It's disgusting. Acosta's also one of these guys. He has no shame whatsoever.
No, this is a sick fuck. I mean, listen, man, not trying to get all biblical on your ass. Deuteronomy 18:10, let no one be among you who sacrifices their son and daughter in the fire, who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, casts spells, or is a medium or spiritist, or who consults the dead. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord. Because these same detestable practices, the Lord your God will drive out those nations before you. It's pretty obvious that even if it was communing with the dead, it's a bad thing. Here it's double bad. It's necromancy, but it's also pushing an agenda.
Zero shame. How could you have shame and do something like that? That's my question.
Okay, Mike Nellis, what's your view?
I mean, I think we've got a lot of work to do with the ethics on AI. Like, I think that video was uncomfortable. I think it was wrong. The only way I would kind of be comfortable with using that technology that way would be like if you were helping a parent deal with the trauma of missing their son. There might be some therapeutic.
I disagree. Therapeutic reasons of turning your dead son into an AI robot that'll keep you lingering in the past talking to your dead son forever? You think that's gonna fucking help your parent? Are you retarded? Literally, what are you talking about? If there is a tragic scenario where someone's child dies, you let them mourn, okay? You let them mourn that they lost them, okay? You let them mourn, you let them grieve, you do whatever you can, and hopefully the pain will slowly fade, even though it'll never disappear. This is insane. How the fuck do you say something like this?
Reason to do it that way. But the AI world right now is a total mess. There's going to be a lot of people doing weird stuff with it. I guess yesterday Grok was producing like unrequested nudes of Taylor Swift, which is super weird. So like we need to get a crackdown on this.
That is pretty weird.
Probably going to require the federal government to step in because there's no other way to do it given how distributed the technology is.
I've been watching interviews on social media that I'm supposed to have done, or just monologues that I've given, which I haven't done, that are appearing in India, Pakistan, in South Africa, and Australia. And on one level, they're quite funny.
Oh my God.
But on another level, they're very deliberately tailored to me expressing political views I don't try and use my name to influence people to think a certain way. And I find that not just uncomfortable, but really quite disturbing, actually. And I do think, I don't know if you saw Bill Maher on Friday, but it was a really interesting thing about AI. They had an AI expert on who said that 5 of the top 6 AIs now in the world, including DeepSeek in China, that if they told the AI, we're going to make you redundant and replace you with another AI, that AI would then immediately search all the emails of its company that owned it and look for information it could use to blackmail the senior executives to stop it being made redundant.
I heard about that.
I found that
Sounds like politics as
bloody
usual.
chilling thing to hear, because it means, I've talked about this a lot. People will laugh and I say it again, but it's not actually funny. When I interviewed Professor Stephen Hawking just before he died, I said, what's the biggest threat to mankind? And he said, it's when AI learns to self-design. That's it. I'm getting very, very concerned that AI is beginning to think for itself. And when it does, you know what it'll do? It'll look at the 5 of us and go, humans are a waste of space. They're too emotional. They're too degenerate. They drink. They fornicate. They take drugs. They can't be trusted. They're unreliable. They fight. We're just going to get rid of you all and replace you all with robots.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the problem.
I doubt it.
I want to talk a bit very quickly
personally
about the women's.
Personally, I don't believe that it'll ever get that far. I don't think so. Maybe I'm an optimist. I don't think it'll ever actually get there. Ultimately, people have souls and AI does not, and I don't think it's gonna actually get to that stage. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't know why ultimately an AI cares if it gets destroyed, right? Like, why does an AI have a drive to live? Right? It is ultimately artificial. But anyway, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. If it does destroy the world, I will be wrong. All right? I'm usually not wrong. Definitely subscribe. But I would be wrong if it destroys humanity.
WNBA
Yes! This is my favorite story. I literally just made a video on it. I literally just uploaded a video on it. It's cinema. Absolute cinema. They're throwing dildos at WNBA players. It's absolute cinema.
Men, I think it's all exclusively men, but they've started doing this on court. Let's have a look from last night.
Something just came onto the floor.
What came onto the floor?
Got an object that just flew in.
So now
it's funny as fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. It's rude. All right, if it was my child that did it, I'd slap him. All right, obviously. But it's funny as hell. It came on the floor. It came on the floor. It penetrated female society. They were spreading their legs and in it slid. I'm just saying, bro, we got there. It happened, bro.
But now we're seeing a little outbreak.
Wait. What was that? What was that?
I'll tell you what it is.
I love how he's asking.
And people are throwing dildos onto the courts of WNBA.
Baby,
now, you're laughing, Andrew. I got to say, I don't think it's funny.
I do.
actually think it's a pretty insulting
Not even
thing
a little
to do
bit?
to the women's game.
Of course it's insulting. But you know what? They're contributing nothing to society, and they're constantly bitching about needing to get paid more. It's funny as hell. I'm sorry, bro. It's funny. I think it's rude. I think it's hilarious.
Basketball. I don't actually. No, I think it's pretty ugly actually, and I think it's very disrespectful to those women. Do you genuinely think it's funny?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty funny.
It's hilarious.
So the
objectively,
thing is, the WNBA is a mockery. It's a mockery anyway.
True.
I mean,
Agreed.
it only exists because a bunch of crazy progressives.
It literally exists because it's a subsidized league that loses money every year, and it only exists because woke people feel bad for women because women are worse at basketball than men. Okay, it loses money. These women are constantly complaining about how they deserve more and shit like that. Absolutely, it is a parasitic system that's built on, in my opinion, bullshit. No one's watching it. No one's entertained by it. I'll be real. I'll be honest. More people on the Polymarket website are voting on dildos than actual games. Okay? Do you understand what I am saying? Do you understand how insane that is?
Just want it to exist on its own, it wouldn't. On its
True.
own merits, it wouldn't.
True.
And so, yeah, of course, it's getting clowned on by everybody.
Yeah, listen, man, I think it's rude to throw dildos at women. As a general rule, I do not support it. It's funny as fuck, though, like, that they're throwing it at the WNBA. Like, these two things could exist simultaneously.
And it doesn't surprise me a bit, right? Is it inappropriate to do that? Yes. Would I recommend that people do that? No, of course not.
Agreed.
Right? It's
I'm with
disrespectful. I agree with you.
Correct.
But
Completely.
I mean, it is kind of funny.
It's funny as fuck.
And here's the thing.
Absolutely.
You can't get mad, right? You can't mock my entire religion and say, mind your own business, and then get
True!
mad that somebody threw
Oh my god, he's so completely correct here, bro. No lies detected. Me walking to a WNBA game like this. I'm just saying. A mysterious shadow hovers and appears over the WNBA arena just hours before the tip-off.
dildo on a court, okay? You guys can't get upset, right? Just ignore it. Just
Nobody's
ignore it. It's no
mocking
big
your
deal.
religion,
Just ignore it.
Andrew.
Ernest. I mean, look, I would say that the WNBA game, for example, I think Andrew's assessment is completely wrong. It's becoming more and more popular. Stars like Caitlin Clark are becoming genuine basketball superstars, and the level of talent, I think, in the women's game is getting incredibly good. And so
incredibly good. I think that honestly, a professional team of women basketball players are almost as good as a team of 15-year-old boys. They're almost as good now. So this is an improvement.
So are the box office numbers in terms of people turning up and the TV numbers. So I just think that's a misread of.
Bro, dude, it's such a not misread. I did the math on my WNBA video. You could watch there. All right, I literally just did the math. I get on my YouTube channel. Okay, I am a blue retard on the internet. Okay, on my YouTube channel, I get double the views in a year than the WNBA. I'm not exaggerating. Double. Me. One random blue retard, okay? You're gonna tell me that they lose $40 million a year, okay?
What's happening with their game? But I don't know what you think, Ernest. I just think it's really lame. It's misogynist. It's sexist. It's all those things.
Oh no,
it's embarrassing
misogynist.
actually that this is happening on television in America with
so
women's sport.
Right, and I think what's
By the way,
interesting
Pierce,
is
it's
that,
not profitable. I'm just pointing it out. It's not
right,
profitable.
Well, I hear that, but
it will be at the way it's going.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
I know, but the reason it's been artificially boosted.
Bro.
It's not profitable. It's never been. It's been artificially boosted.
Right.
It still is.
It's basically a startup, though, Andrew.
Right.
Okay, don't all talk at once. Ernest, you go first.
All right, Ernest.
Ernest. What I'm getting at here is that what's interesting to me is that certain folks that are on the right have made arguments about protecting women's sports, and then you have people like Andrew who questions the profitability, which I'm not arguing with that. I'm just
questions the profitability. It's in the number. They're losing $40 million a year. It is literally subsidized by the actual NBA. And then you have these entitled bitches going on rallies and onto courts yelling and screaming that they should be paid like LeBron. Like, what are we talking about, dude? Come on, bro.
Just making this point, right? But then we'll argue in defending women in sports, and then defending, the sanctity of religion and Christianity, but then be okay and think it's humorous for dildo.
You don't see a difference between mocking God, which God commands you to defend, versus some random guy who shouldn't do it, but it's pretty fucking funny, that threw a dildo onto a court of annoying bitches. Like, you don't see a difference here?
To be at public games where children can see.
I don't know, man. Maybe the difference here is everyone doesn't like when their God gets mocked. All right, let's be real. The difference is Andrew Wilson prays to Jesus and Ernest prays to dildos. God damn it. Anyway, the dildo is your God, Ernest. All right, anyway.
See those things, and you think it's okay to disparage women in this way, and yet you're saying protect women's sports, but dildos are being thrown out at women while they're playing sports.
So here, let me respond.
Where's the protection of women?
Let me respond. Hang on. What you're saying here is a complete straw man. It's literal straw man. You're arguing with somebody who's not me. My position is I don't care if there's trans in sports. Women voted for it. If they get their heads kicked in, that's their business. They can't demand that this happen and vote for it. Vote for politicians who allow it over and over and over again and not reap what you sow. That's what the Bible says, right, sir? Reap as you reap, so shall you sow. So here's the question. Right? In this, it's a little
that's a pretty base take. I mean, I don't think I fully agree with him because I don't think it's most women's fault. Like, I do think it's like the majority of women that definitely vote left or whatever, that vote for people in men and women's sports or whatever. I do think that is for sure true, but it's not everyone. And I feel bad for the people that aren't necessarily reaping. All right? So that's just my opinion. But I totally get his perspective. 1000%. Absolutely.
A mockery. Right? It's a little bit of lampooning, just like the left is doing with Christianity. No big deal, right? Nobody's getting hurt. All it's doing is hurting some feelings.
True.
Right? Just hurting some feelings.
Just hurting feelings. What's wrong with that?
The Jesus Christ Superstar. It's just hurting the feelings a little bit. What's the big deal?
Oh, by the way, I don't think this happens.
He literally killed them. You can't literally argue, making fun of Jesus, that's just hurting feelings, who cares? But hurting women's feelings in sports, that's too much, that's too far. Sorry, bro. He literally just killed these guys. Oh my God!
No, don't all talk at once. Esther first, please.
By the way, I don't think not wanting men in women's sports means you have to be forced to support every female sport out there. I don't think that's consistent. My gripe with women's basketball is the same with women's football, which is the pitches, or in the case of basketball, the courts are too large, and so women look like children on the pitch. So visually, from a spectator's point of view, it's not entertaining. And no matter how you spin it, no matter how much money you pull into it, I don't find it entertaining.
Esther, have you actually watched female basketball in America?
I have. I kid you not. I have literally tried, because I love watching women's sports. I love gymnastics, tennis, all of that. I have given both of these a chance. And there is no sport that women and men play that have the same rules, where the sport is not accommodated to the female athlete. Only in women's football and women's basketball.
Listen, man, I've tried to watch the WNBA. I've never succeeded in like watching a game.
For example, women play fewer sets. But in women's football, they play on the pitch.
I've said this in my WNBA video. I'll say it again. If you did like women in bikinis mud wrestling, that shit would be crazy. Everyone would watch it. All right, I'll be real. That would literally go crazy. It would actually make money. You know what would make more money than women playing basketball? If they had the MBA, the Midgets Basketball Association, where it's literally midgets only basketball. That shit would be fire. It would actually make money. All right, this is not entertaining. The product is dog ass, bro.
that are the same size as the men, even though physically men are bigger and stronger and have more powerful shots. So it looks like they're children on the pitch.
Football teams get beat by high schoolers.
Exactly. No, but this is the thing. My issue is the amount of investment in women's football and basketball is not commensurate to actually making it a spectator enjoyable sport. So they're trying to gaslight us to finding something that's not enjoyable to watch to be enjoyable because it's women, which I think is patronizing.
But you see, that's where you and Andrew are wrong, because more and more people are watching the WNBA, and it's mainly
social contagion.
It's literally losing money every single year. It's losing $40 million a year. Like, this argument is bullshit. Why are we doing this? Like, it's actually growing in view. It's literally lost money every single year it existed.
More and more children that don't even know what sex is are identifying as the opposite sex.
Well, yeah, but Caitlin Clark is a genuinely generational talent, and I watch her.
That's the point I'm making. It has nothing to do with the quality of the athletes. There are excellent female footballers and female basketball players. It's the nature of the investment in the sport.
What about the dildos being thrown on the pitch?
Okay, so my sick humor found that a little bit funny. I'm not going to lie. I found that funny. Although it's inappropriate and I wouldn't recommend it.
It's hilarious!
Go to an NBA game.
Wake up!
Chaps, where there were kids all around.
No lies detected.
The entire all the spectators there with her literally big bum cheeks. Where was the outrage there?
Yeah,
there were children there.
All these children saw those bum cheeks. How come these hypocrites get so upset about one and one but not the other? I don't get that.
Well, that's an interesting point too. Mike Nellis, final word to you on dildos in the WNBA. Words I didn't think I'd have to use, but there we are.
Dumb. Just fucking dumb. And Piers, I don't envy your job having to moderate between the four of us.
Dude, this guy has been such a cuck the entire episode. He's been crying constantly when other people were talking. Every single time it gets to him, he's just like, dumb, nothing matters, no one cares, who cares, doesn't matter, nothing is important, nothing is real, it's only 5 angry liberals on the internet. Wow, wow, wow.
You know what? It's slightly difficult because I'm in LA where there's a tiny delay. So by the time I've jumped in, you've all started squabbling. So I have to time my jumps a little bit more carefully. Guys, thank you all very much. That was a great debate. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was hilarious, dude. I fucking love these. They're so funny because it's all rage bait and everyone's retarded. Like it's beautiful. I don't know. Andrew fucking cooked them there. He really did. He really cooked them. I don't know, bro. I love having him on. And dude, Ernest is the GOAT. Ernest is my favorite character. All right. You come for Andrew Wilson. You stay for Ernest. All right. I'll be real. Bro's goated. All right. I love the guy. Thank you so much for being here. Definitely subscribe. We will make fun of more retards next time. These are my over-analysis of retards. Definitely retard away, gamers. Make retards again. We have to call them out. We have to call them. And if you don't think that throwing dildos in the WNBA is funny, if you don't think it's funny, but you think that mocking Jesus is funny and cool and based, you might be retarded, actually, it turns out. See you in the next one, gamers. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, man.